the reason I've been hammering on this theme is because it's what we find in the text. The text that follows, as we've seen the last few weeks, builds upon this idea of what does it look like to love your enemy. But another reason why I've been hammering on this theme is not just that it's in the text, but I believe that this is a theme that God wants to challenge us with at this moment that we find ourselves in, this cultural moment that we find ourselves. I am deeply concerned as a pastor, as a theologian, as an observer of culture, someone who's been given the task of speaking into this culture. I am deeply concerned by the division that we see in our culture. Now, division within cultures is not new. It's not abnormal. In fact, that's pretty much human history. If you look at division between cultures, that is human history. Humans have frequently divided themselves among families, and those families become tribes, and those tribes separate themselves from other people, battle with one another. So that's not new. But there's something about what's happening in our culture that does seem different than what I've experienced growing up. There is a fragmentation, a fracturing in our society, and it weighs on me. And we are increasingly dividing ourselves into opposing groups. Now, again, like I said, that's not new, but here's what is new that I've noticed. Leaders within the church, people who, some of them I know personally, some of them whose ministries I've just followed or listened to them teach over the years, I found that leaders within the church seem to be fostering this us versus them hostility towards outsiders in a different way, a way that they did not even just 10 years ago. And it's concerning. The tone, the tenor that I see of this rhetoric is not love your enemies, do good to those who hate you, bless those who curse you, and pray for those who spitefully use you. It is rather love your neighbor and hate your enemy.